the truth. When she smiles at you, she'll say that angels don't lie.
Welcome to the Angels Don't Lie podcast. I'm your host, Jeannie Street, and on today's show, we're going to talk all about respect and your superpowers. So we're all born with these incredible superhero powers. We don't realize this, of course, because they seem far-fetched. But the truth is, women empowerment is on the rise. And it's a perfect time for us to slow down, to be still, and to align with our highest self, our goddess self. The goddess self is our soul connection to the divine. I speak about the goddess self as our highest and best good, the most authentic being of light that we are in this life. And most of us don't align with our goddess self. We feel less than. We feel goddess is a big word. I'm not a goddess. But really what the goddess is saying is, the goddess, the word, it's a title of the feminine side of us, the divine feminine side of us. So we all have a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine. And the divine masculine side of us is the role of us that where the logic and the wisdom flows through. And the divine goddess side of ourselves is where we are moving in love. It's where we are embracing compassion. And so when we rise to our own occasion, when we're rising in our own light, this is when we can really allow the wisdom and the truth that lies within our physical body to come to light. And that is known to us as intuition. We all have intuition. And it's where we receive God's love. It's where we receive a higher consciousness that can guide us, that can welcome us into a light of truth. Our bodies interpret loving energy through our senses. So it's our senses that are going to guide us, right? Our senses are how we're going to interpret energy from the divine and play that out in our life. And it's in our intuition that we can pay attention and listen, feel, know where the guidance will come, where our looming questions can be answered, and where we can receive this loving energy from not only source, but from our departed loved ones as well. So our intuitive connection is so beautiful. The only problem is that we forget to turn to it and trust it. And let's break that down. Let's break that down, why we might turn away from our own intuition. We second guess. So the first here's why, is we have resistance. And resistance is a feeling that we come across when we are second guessing, when we are doubting, when we are judging, when we are neglecting our innate wisdom. We all have this ability to tap into the higher consciousness, and we don't always trust the process or ourselves. We also aren't allowing the time that we need to make that necessary calm state to engage with our feelings and to listen to what our bodies are saying. Again, we look outwardly for our answers rather than tuning in to our intuition. So we have resistance, right? We break down and we want to get through things really quickly. We don't follow our feelings. Instead, we dismiss them. Or we allow our feelings to create a roundabout crazy havoc in our life, right? We start to follow the energy instead of listening to where it wants us to guide within. We go, I don't feel good. it's all outwardly. I don't feel good, and we look to feel better, so we want a quick fix. Or this is going on, and I don't know how to handle it. I got to do this, or we start talking about our things with people instead of tuning in, instead of being still, instead of maybe putting our hand over our heart and checking in and saying, "Wait, where is this feeling coming from? And how is this leading to an emotion? And what is that emotion trying to tell me?" All right, so number 1, we have resistance. Here's your number 2. We lack respect. And I know respect is a very big word for a lot of women because they believe they are already respecting themselves, or they believe they must be respected first by others. They should respect me automatically. But here's what I found over a decade of working with thousands of women and sharing readings and guiding is that they put themselves last, right? We put ourselves last, and we second guess our judgment. And I know a lot of men feel this way too, but this is really a female tendency. This is something that we tend to do very often. We feel guilty most of the time. They shame themselves for a variety of reasons. For a variety. There's so many different things that all cause shame. Oh, I'm not eating right, or I don't look good, or I have to do it this way. We shame ourselves. We tell ourselves stories over and over again, and we talk smack to ourselves. Talking down to ourselves instead of uplifting, instead of reminding ourselves we're here on this journey. We're safe. I'm okay to make a decision. Again, today I met with a beautiful soul who I've been working with for over a year, and every time we work together, such a beautiful session. So many beautiful things come through, and she lacks that confidence of trusting her innate ability of her connection to spirit, her innate ability to trust that she is connecting with her departed mom. She just can't. She feels it, she knows it, but then she's not trusting it. She innately pushes it away. And she lacks the self-respect because she talks smack to herself, right? I call this inner voice in my book, The Goddess You, I call it Shmigo. And Shmigo is fear and ego together. Fear because we all have fear. We can all be fearful of something. But ego wrapped up in fear is very toxic. And we all need an ego. We need confidence. But this particular combination, this Shmigo, this being that lives within us, we can call this the inner critic, right? It's a bully. And this bully is basically ripping us down and bringing us to the depths of the pit of our shame, the pit of our unworthiness, the pit of despair, right? So we're talking smack to ourselves, and we're listening to this on a daily basis, instead of listening and connecting to the divine, to the love, to the purity that we are allowed to love ourselves. We are allowed to respect ourselves. And if we don't respect ourselves, then our outer world is going to look disrespectful. Our outer world is going to be that of which is our inner turmoil. So if we aren't self-loving, if we are critical, then we are going to notice people are going to be critical of us. If we are talking smack to us, well, others will talk smack to us. If we are ill, this is such a big thing. If we're not well, and we're self-sabotaging and telling ourselves that inner critic is constantly on us, depleting us and lying to us, telling us we deserve to do so-and-so, or we're shaming and we're blaming and we're stuck in our victim story, we're not healing, right? That's what the job of fear is, to keep us from love, to keep us from growing forward, from experiencing a wholeness of ourselves, from experiencing the purity of why we're here. And we're all these beings of light, but we're still afraid to be the light because of the past, because of the conditioning, because of the thoughts, because of the things that we were taught as children, and from our peers, from our teachers, from our mentors, people meaning to do well, shared their energy with us, shared their pains with us, because we're energetic beings. And it's a cycle here, right? It's a cycle. Born, raised, into life, into different circumstances, into pain, into confusion. And so we pass this on, not really knowing that we're doing it, not really realizing that we're passing on a shame to an innocent child. And if we thought of it this way, if we thought, okay, here I'm holding my newborn, this beautiful baby, and you want to give this child everything in the world. You love this child. You can't believe anything more pure, more whole. And as this child is growing, it's really feeling your energy and knowing your truths and knowing how you believe about things and what you think about yourself. And so you're inadvertently teaching the child to take care and love itself how you're loving yourself. And so if you're living in guilt, if you're living in a shame or a sorrow, then you're teaching your child to do the same thing. You're teaching your child to do the same thing. So we have to break the cycle. We have to crack the code. We have to remember that we have to respect ourselves. And where we have resistance is where we pull back. Where we have resistance is where we stop ourselves from feeling love, because we second guess that it can provide us a relief. We second guess that, is it real, because we can't see it. So we doubt it or we reject it. And these are our big whys. So here's an angel truth nugget. A little nugget. I love this. Little angel nuggets that come through, little wisdom. We, you, I, all of us, we were born, we came into this life as a perfect being of love. Perfect being of love. How's that for you, right? You're a perfect being of love in this moment. And somewhere along our life's adventure, we came across opinions and conditioning from the people in our life. Their pains, their sorrows, their judgments, their stuff, their crap. They taught us through their words, through their actions, and the energy they felt about themselves, because they omit that out. And we end up thinking it. We end up bringing it into our being. So this is what forms from the conditioning that we turn into our own belief system. We turn this into things that we feel are true. And I don't know about you, but we are all born with this innate ability to have divine wisdom. And so what you know to be true is not going to be the same for another person. So I've always found this in my life, that what I believed to be true wasn't the same for somebody else. It wasn't the same. So I learned to turn against myself, to not trust it, because I was told it was wrong. But lo and behold, it was actually right, because they were my truth. These are my truths. And what are your truths? What were you born with? What did you believe to be true? This takes a little bit of work, and it's the quiet time that we sit with ourselves where it can come forward. So the people that taught us through their words and through their actions, and they were formed, like I said, through their own conditioning, through their own belief systems that they start to build over that time, and how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, how we don't trust ourselves, are the things that we learned. We learned it's okay not to trust our intuition. We learned to turn against our innate ability to believe and know a truth, because we might have been told it was wrong. We aren't safe. We don't feel safe in making a decision. So not being safe in making our decision, what's that look like? I have another client who is always looking outside of herself, looking for permission to do things. She can't make a decision without consulting, without waiting for an approval, because she was taught at a very young age that her decision making wasn't the right way. Now, these aren't things that are done to us on purpose to cause us harm, but they are things that are done to us in order to teach us. So where we take our power back, where we learn to be respectful, and where we learn to be able to trust our intuition, that we are safe in making our own decisions. That comes on our own accord. It comes when we realize that guilt is an energy, is something that is not something we're supposed to carry. We're not supposed to be shamed if we make a mistake, because we get a do-over, right? And I've talked about this a million times. In that do-over, we can show up exactly how we want to for people. We can show up exactly how we want to for ourselves. Meaning, if you've done something wrong, you can say you're sorry. You have the ability to say you're sorry and to be different. You have the ability to forgive and release and stop carrying a guilt. Well, yes, it might not have been a great thing that you had done, but there is healing in a forgiveness. There is a healing when you let go. When we don't learn how to be with our feelings, because we are told they're wrong, we're told that they're confusing because they don't belong to other people, when we don't trust them, we don't stay with our feelings, and we don't know what they're trying to show us, right? And some feelings can be very uncomfortable and downright painful, right? They're very painful. They're reminders. So if you think of your feelings, and if we look at our body as an energetic system, and similar to like the brain, right? And the brain will send signals down through the nerves, and the nerves will connect to things, and you can have tingling in the nerve, you can have a neuropathy, you can have a pain signal go through a nerve. Well, so your feelings are an energetic system, and they're sending signals to an emotion that's buried deep within you, and the emotion is a past. It's a pain, it's an experience, it's something that you've gone through. But because we're energetic and we're picking up things all the time, our feelings can become very disconnected from what they are attached to. So you can be picking up the feelings of being wrong because you were told wrong. No, don't believe that. This is what you should believe. And so your feeling then gets conjumbled, and it doesn't lead you to the place it needs to go in order to heal the emotion. Staying with me here? It's a little complicated, but not. So it's no wonder that we often push down our feelings. We turn away from them because we want to feel good. We shut them off, right? So we're handling our feelings in a way that is not allowing them to take us to the place for healing, to really release. And this is why we get confused. This is why we look for help outside of us. That's why we go to counseling. This is why we go to therapy. This is why we look for a quick fix, because our feelings are so big, we don't know what to do with them. And it's because the emotions within us, the things that we carry forward from our experiences, are pretty big, right? These things that we go through, they take time to heal. It's not just a one-time quick fix cure. It's energy. It's sitting down. It's meditating. It's being able to pray. It's being able to bring in positive energy. It's being able to support all that with maybe eating right, or leaving an abusive relationship, or really beginning to trust and respect ourselves. There's something to be said about being able to sit down and looking in the mirror and holding that mirror and looking at yourself at that reflection and saying, I love you. I love you. And holding yourself, I love you. It's not an easy thing for people that have gone through great trauma. Not an easy thing for people that carry their feelings and their emotions in a state of conflict. So our feelings, when they do arise, paying attention and asking them, what are they trying to show us? What are they trying to teach us? This allows the space for our intuition to really show up and guide us. and direct us to our highest God soul self, to our truth. And it's really, this is quiet work. This is work that's meant to be done on our own, right? Or with a healer or a therapist, because this is big work. You know, I've sat with women who stay in a drama sense, meaning that they're sharing their stories or they're talking it out and they're trying to form opinions and judgments around their feelings. And this particular client that I've been working with, she had been given up for adoption. So she's trying to fit her feelings into like this conformed puzzle and making them fit, like, this is my belief, so it must fit here. But really, you can't do that. It doesn't fit. It's never going to fit, because your feelings are leading to the emotional damage, the emotional trauma of you're trying to get your mother that you are living with to understand you on a soul level. And the belief system that the birth mother would automatically understand you holds you back from really being forward in this relationship, or really like allowing your adopted mother to hold you and respect you, because you feel unseen, you feel unheard, you feel undervalued. So the body starts to break down. The body starts to tell a story when we have this great immense pain of this trauma. And of course, the conflict within is, I was raised in a beautiful home. I was raised and I had a good life by parents that wanted me. But the internal trauma was, I'm not understood. The internal trauma is, they don't see me, they don't understand me, so I must be wrong. So again, it's best for us to do this work really when we are practicing our meditation, practicing being still, practicing loving ourselves, working with an advisor, a healer, a therapist, so that we can be aware that though it might be our first instinct to talk and to go down the rabbit holes of our feelings into chaos, that we can actually release the drama and we can get to the core of the healing. And the truth is, here it is, big truth, bing, 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 what do we have? Is that we are the only ones who truly know what's best for us. But because we don't trust ourselves, we don't believe we know best. So, and our loved ones, the ones that we want to go to and tell our story, and they may want to fix our problems for us. They may want to make us feel better. But our healing doesn't come from their opinions or their judgments or their stories. It comes from us paying attention to what's going on in our body. It comes from showing up for ourselves and releasing and forgiving and loving. So if we take the time to do this you work, the you work, I love this, right? Or you work, and to sit still and allowing ourselves to release, then we'll be in a place of receiving, and being able to be validated is a really important thing, but not staying in a victim role. And we've talked about this on other shows, so I won't go back into that. But the most important thing is that we want to heal. We want to go forward. We want to have the blessings and the joy and our goddess self to be bright and shiny. We want to have that view now, not later. We want to do it right now. Right? And, I've learned too, how I love to talk to my peeps, but I also learned to wait to reach out, to make the call after I've done my work, to make sure that I've really connected and I'm not looking for them to fix me or to join a story or make me stay in a victim state. Rather, I wait it out. I sit, I do my work. I work with what I need to do to heal. And then if I feel the need to share the story in order to illuminate something or to shed some light in another area or ask an opinion, I've already done the work. so I don't have to worry that I'm going to stay in a lower role. This benefits everyone involved. This benefits the other person and you, because there's no drama added. It's not confusing. It changes it. The energy is not going round and round and round and round and round. And so we're offered this do-over every day, living present in every moment. So freaking amazing. If you notice feelings of being deflated or unworthy, of unsure, of anxiousness, or if you're depleted, if you've fallen off your healthy routine and you're self-sabotaging, or if you're trudging through your days without joy, you've got to try my respect meditation. And you can find this meditation on my blog, right over on my website, and it's titled Respect Your Superpower. And so go on over there, go over to geniestreet.com, find the blog, Respect Your Superpower, and find the free respect meditation. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to find it's going to be life-changing. It's going to be very helpful. And you can just, download this and do it. It's really short. It's quick. I don't even think it's 4 minutes. It's really like boom, boom, boom. But it's really, really amazing. So the next time that you are doubting your intuition and your feelings, I got 5 steps for you. Here's 5 steps for you. Simple, easy to do. Talk to your feelings. Just sit down with yourself and either write this out as in a question like, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Or talk it out and call on God, call on the angels, call on even a departed loved one, call on one of your divine guides and say, help me know what this feeling is teaching me or telling me. And that's number 1. Honor your emotions with a prayer for healing. So the emotions are the things that we hold. Those are the traumas. Those are the pains. Those are the things we carry really either consciously or unconsciously or as a chip on our shoulder. So honor them, love them, and do a prayer of release. Do a prayer of surrender and let that go. Cry it out. Girl, this is one of the best ways to move energy. And it's one of the best ways to shift is get that release out. Just get it out. Hug yourself. By holding yourself with love, you'll hold yourself in an uplifted state, so your emotions and your feelings will be validated by you. So just sit down and put your arms, wrap them around you, and love yourself while you're crying it out. Rock back and forth. It's beautiful. And here's the biggest one. Write yourself a letter. Here, it's not an easy one. Describing your feelings. So you're pouring it out and describing your emotions, and you can get really in detail here. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to answer yourself. And by answering yourself back, you will have to sit in a place of respect, of honoring your own feelings, of validating your own pain, but rising out of the story so that there's healing and not staying the same. Beautiful, right? Yeah. Don't wait for the right day or year to feel better. Stop that. Claim your happiness now. Believe that you are worthy, that you are important. Believe that this is not what God intended for you. He intended for you to be abundant. He intended for you to respect your truths, respect your intuitive guidance, to appreciate your goddess self. This is what your claimed fame is. So your superpower, girl, it is your intuition. Your intuition will guide you. It will show you down the right way. It will lead you to love. that inner critic, that Schmiego guy, that's the bully. And that's the voice that's going to lead you down despair. So get very clear on what voice you're listening to. What voice is in your head? What voice is telling you to love yourself or to deny yourself? To choose love or not? And maybe sit with this week. Maybe sit with, what would my highest self do? What would my highest self do in this moment? Yeah, that's a cool one, right? Oh, well, thank you so much for tuning in. We've had so many amazing people coming through the studio for healing sessions, for readings, and I would love to see you. I'd love to be able to, share more of what Spirit has for you in this life. So you can find me, again, on Facebook. You can check out my website under the events, GenieStreet.com. And I hope that you have a most beautiful, wonderful day. May you enjoy all God's blessings. And I know what I know, because angels don't lie.
The cross on her arm is a true